Hey there, I'm back with episode 3 for the Financial Planner and have exciting news about changes that have been made and new features based on your feedback. Let's see what's new. Here we have the new layout for version 3 of the Financial Planner. This version is designed to be mobile friendly. On the top, you can see a draggable drawer for the chart visualization. And we also have scrolling tables for better use in mobile devices. Now, let me show you some new features added to this version. One of the features that are added are a new income type of investments. So, let's start with an example. Let's say we have an initial savings of $30,000. Then we can firstly hide this initial income and add the new income type of investment. Here we can set the capital, which is the $30,000 that we started with. We can also set monthly contributions, an annual growth rate, a payout rate, a number of years for the investment, and the starting year of that investment. With these settings, we can see that we originally input $30,000 into the investment, and after 10 years, it would grow to about $39,000, as shown here. If we set the payout rate then to equal our expected growth rate, what this means is that we would be taking out all of the interest that we gain for every year. So we can see our savings growing over time for every year. And in this case, the capital in our investment will stay the same since we take out all the interest every year. However, in this case, we can see that the total savings that we would earn after 10 years is now only about $37,000. So those are choices that you can make and visualize through this application. Next, let me show you a new expense type, which is a temporary expense. Here, in this new type, you can set the monthly amount, expected annual growth rate of this expense, the number of months, and the starting month of this expense. So for example, if we set this value to a somewhat larger number for visualization, we can see the impact of this expense over here. Then, let's say we have this for half a year and start it on month 3. Then we can see how this expense affects the graph over time. In this case, you can only see it impact the first year since it starts on around March and ends in September. You can also increase the number of months for this expense, so let's say 2 years, and see that if it starts on the 3rd year, you would have 9 months of the expense affecting the first year, then the full 12 months on the next year, and only 3 months on the following year. Finally, I'd like to show you a new goal type, which is a master's degree. So this will help fresh graduates understand how pursuing a master's degree can impact their future. For this, let's start with a clean example. Now, let's see how we can use the Financial Planner app to investigate how an investment, such as pursuing a master's degree, can pay back for itself and how long it would take. For that, let's start with a clean slate. We can start by adding 2 salaries. The first one being the salary with a master's degree, and the second one, the salary without it. This second salary would be a bachelor's level salary, which we can set at, let's say, 3,300. We can set that to negative. Then let's set the master's degree salary first to be equal that. In this case, the two options would be equal, since the savings line does not cross the zero line at any point. Now we can add in the benefits and the costs of pursuing the degree. One of the benefits would be to expect a higher salary of, let's say, 3,800 based on research. Then that salary would start at a later year, typically 2 years for pursuing a master's degree. Then we can add the cost of the degree by adding a new goal. We can set the tuition to be this much in total, spanning 2 years. And let's set that to start at year 0. Now, in the graph, we can see that the savings line would cross the 0 line at year 19, which means that the master's degree pays itself off in 19 years. And considering that you would work for about 40 years, that seems like a pretty good investment. In addition to that, your salary would be higher from the 19 years and then on. Now, an additional point is that you may also be earning during the degree, and typical incomes would be from doing TA work, research apprenticeship, or a scholarship as well. Let's say we set the monthly earnings from those incomes to this amount and set that to last for the 2 years of the degree and starting at year 0. In this case, we can see that the savings line crosses the 0 line after 11 years. And that's even better. So, given this information, we can see how pursuing such investments can impact our future. Now, that concludes the example and the new features of the new income type, new expense type, and new goal type, as well as the new layout for mobile. Now that's all for the new updates for this version of the application. I really do hope that the new features can help you better plan your future. And if you find the application useful, please do share it with your friends and colleagues, and like and subscribe to the channel. And I'm always open to any feedback, and I'll see you again in the next video.